Welcome to the Chapter 17 lecture. After completing this chapter, the student should be able to list the status of a drawing, list the AutoCAD database information about an object, calculate the area of a closed shape with and without islands, find the distance between 2 points with measure distance, report the coordinate value of a selected point using the ID command, know how to list the time spent on a drawing or in a current drawing session, use setVar to change system variable settings, or list current settings and use the system variable monitor to track and correct inadvertent changes to your preferred system variable settings. All right, so we're going to talk about the status command first. So anywhere in here, type status, and that brings up the status of your drawing. The status command gives you many pieces of information related to the current drawing. Model space, limits, values set by limits, command in the model space. So it tells you all that stuff. The uses, the limits are off. We didn't set limits on this drawing. So all this information is given in the status command. The information not reported by the status command, however, is the amount of time you spent on the drawing. So if you're looking for that, you cannot find that under the status command. Information concerning physical memory and free swap file spaces Information concerning physical memory and free swap file space use can be found by using AutoCAD status command as well. So if you can look at this, this is all the stuff you get when you type in status. And I use this example drawing. Different than the status command is the list command. The list command displays the database list of information in a text window for one or more specified objects. So for example, if I want to know something about, say, this door right here. So I click on the door and I type list. It displays the database list of information in a text window for this object. The information displayed depends on the type of object selected. So since it's a door, it's got the reference layer. It's in model space. It's got its handle. It's got its block name. Then it tells you where it is on your X, Y, and Z. Your scale factor, which is 1 to 1. Tells you the rotation angle. The Z scale factor, which is also 1. And it is allowed to be exploded. So this is good information to have, right? All right, let's say you have an arc. The list command, two commands or options that report the radius of a selected arc are list and radius. So if I click on this arc and do list, tells a lot about this right here. Okay, so the list command is good to find out also information about arcs as well, apparently. So there you go. The distance option of the measure geom reports the distance of a line from one selected point to another. So the measure geom, which measures geometry. So this is cool because as you can see, it comes up and it shows you the measurements right here in the box. Look at all the information that pops up when you do measure geom. You can see it down here at the bottom, right here. Measure geom. You can go for distance, radius, angle, area, volume, quick, mode, or exit. But it is great. You can measure pretty much anything on the drawing. Simply by just holding it there. 7.5 wide door, you know that just by that. Your coffee bar area is 2 foot 1 inch. 15.8 by 6.2. See, this is great. How big are these cubicles? You can look, it is 8 foot that way, and you'd have to do a little extra to get it up here. You'd have to add that with that. But anyway, measure geom is a great command. And the area option of measure geom can be used to subtract areas or holes. Like we could measure this, but get rid of all the extra stuff in there. So measure geom can be used with subtracting stuff as well, which is really cool if you're trying to do some quick measurements. The default method for using the area option of measure geom is best used for determining the area of a shape by picking the corners of the outline. Measure geom. area is AR, as you can see right here. Enter. So if you want the area of this, we would pick this whole thing. And there is your area. So it tells you that. So you pick the place you want, and I did a bad job at picking that. It's not all even, but it tells you that. Two inquiry commands you are most likely to use object snap with are ID and measure geom. The ID command reports the coordinate value of any point you select with the cursor. So any point, if I select this point right here, it gives me the ID. Do it again at that point. There's my X, Y, and Z, and since this is a drawing in 2D, there'll be no Z on any of them, but this can tell you exactly where every point is on this drawing. The time command is useful to help keeping track. So how long have I had this drawing open? Let's look. Type in time. It tells me what time I got onto this drawing and all the different times. So times for this drawing, it was created May 27th, 1997. So there you go. This drawing was created a few years back. Last updated Monday, January 16th. I was working on it here, and then I opened it. Current time, February 3rd. It's 8:09 a.m. So that's pretty accurate, right? ID also sets AutoCAD's last point. The last point can be referenced in commands by using the @ symbol with relative rectangular or polar coordinates. AutoCAD automatically saves your drawings at specified intervals. What command or variable allows you to save it? Well, it's save time. So SAVETIME. Right now it's set for 10, and we did this earlier, so we can set it for anything, but right now it's set for, as you can see right here, it's set for 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes it's going to autosave. To list the current settings for all system variables, use setvar. So let's try that. SETVAR. So you can enter the variable name, which we just looked at save time, so that's the variable name. It's set for 10, so that's just another way to do that setvar, but you can do it for any variable, right? You can set anything with that you'd like. And then the feature that allows you to track unwanted changes to system variables and to specify which variables to track is a very long word. It is SYSVAR monitor. So there it is right here. You can see sysvar monitor. And this is something we won't really get into much, but I just wanted to show it to you because I know there's a question about it on the quiz. So the exercises in the back of this chapter are optional since we missed a day of school. You do not have to do them, but go ahead and watch the video and take the quiz, but you do not have to do the exercises unless you just want to get ahead and do them just because you feel like it'll help you out. So anyway, I hope that helps. You guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you at the next one.